Hello miners, Most Wanted here, and I just wanted to put in another video clip to show you guys what I'm up to, what I've been doing since I moved systems. I have been using the Coveter along with those mining tractor units, MTUs, and I mined for 2 days, no problem. I did notice after uploading my tutorial video there that those MTUs, they can be destroyed. When players attack those MTUs, they'll get a criminal flag, which means you could potentially attack them, or if they get near your can, you could defend the can. I guess when an MTU blows up, I'm thinking that just like when you pick up an MTU from space, everything that's inside it ends up inside of a can. I kind of am assuming that the cargo, once the MTU is destroyed, ends up in a can. So you could, if someone's going to attack your MTU, you can go grab your hauler and go pick up the can. They shouldn't be able to loot your entire can because they're there in something that's more PvP related rather than a hauler. So if you've got corp members inside the system, you could have them come and help defend your MTU, or help defend the jet can, or reflip the jet can after the hostile flips it. So at least you get your ore back, or we'll pay for the MTU to replace it if you can get that ore back. But the key really is going to be to put your MTUs in space while you're active and use them, and as soon as you're done, then go ahead and pick them back up. I wouldn't log off for long periods of time leaving them up in space, because the locals might see that and take advantage of it, destroy your MTUs. I don't know if there's a kill mail or any notification mails that come through when someone destroys it, so there's no real way, if there is none, to kind of revenge the loss or to you know, kind of confront them about it. So it's all still kind of new to me. It's only like day 4 or 5 since I subbed, so it'll come in time. But reading that information about MTUs and the fact that Concord doesn't protect them, you're going to want to put MTUs in systems that are not busy, that don't have through traffic, because people that want to, you know, harass you might add MTUs to their scanner, and while they're flying through, they pick up a bunch of MTUs. They might go check them out. You might also not want to put MTUs on the warp-ins or on the asteroid belts. You might want to put them above the asteroid belt in the opposite direction of the warp-in, something like 80 to 100 kilometers. They're still going to be able to tractor in all the ore, but they're going to be more of a hassle for someone to fly to if they want to go shoot it. Of course, if they're determined, that's not going to make a difference. But, you know, the MTUs seem like they're really good for group mining ops as well. If you're in a fleet and you can legally tractor in a can, then your MTU can do it for you. So say you've got, you know, 10, 15 corp members in an asteroid belt, various ships, and you want to pull all the ore together, maybe it's a corp op or something, then you could drop an MTU in space, and then you can have a couple of haulers drop MTUs for themselves. Those MTUs will tractor in the cans. They just fly to their MTU, scoop the ore out of the MTU, and then head back out again. Or an Orca pilot can drop an MTU and then just continue to empty it until he's full, and then you can go back to station. Or say you have a freighter in the corp as well, then, you know, the MTU could tractor everything in, the Orca could pull it out, put it into its corporate hangar array, and then a freighter can pull it out of the corporate hangar array, and then that way it's a little bit less back and forth, but then you're forced to have a freighter alt sitting in an asteroid belt for long periods of time when he could potentially be in something that mines or whatever. He could be running missions or something. So MTU is pretty cool. It's going to increase the amount of player interaction, of course, when it comes to people that want to harass you. But as long as you kind of put it out of the way in systems that aren't super active, then it probably isn't going to be a problem. If you do have a problem with a person, then of course if they do shoot it, then you can just, you know, give them your own personal standing, and then make note of them when they come in the local. Maybe personally set them red or whatever the case might be. I think if you set someone manually neutral, then you can see neutrals come into your local. Neutrals, I think, are different than players that have no standing at all, and then that could be the way you tell them apart. But I could see minors that don't like you in the system potentially shooting your MTUs, and that could be a problem too. So you want to keep control of your MTUs, and you want to keep track of them. So a little bit more hassle, but to be honest, I'd rather have that little bit of additional hassle, mine faster, and have less risk in the asteroid belt than to mine in a Mackinac that, you know, you'd lose almost 300 million ISK when you lose your ship. So in order to kind of deploy these, I have purchased a Vexor, and on the Vexor I've put a shield extender for NPC rats, a damage control, just for the heck of it, a nanofiber which increases the maneuverability of the ship, it decreases your alignment time, it makes the overall ship a little bit faster, and then I added a microwarp on top of it. I've got some shield rigs to boost the EM resistance. Is it? Oh my god, I bought the wrong one. I bought the explosive. Oh well. I'll just change it out later. I was wondering why I had 0 EM resistance. It's just a couple of mil wasted. Oh well. And I plan on adding more mods to this fit, but for now I'm training some skills that I need in order to make those mods happen. This is purely a mining tune that can fly orcas and can do trading and manufacturing. I have no real skills in a lot of other areas, so for the fit that I want, I don't currently have all the fittings, but that's how it's fit currently, and that's all I really need for the moment. I just want to have a ship that can quickly move out to an asteroid belt and go ahead and deploy some MTUs. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how I would go ahead and go about doing that. I'm going to go ahead and undock here. I have stationless systems next door to me that also have a decent amount of asteroid belts in it, so I'll be mining in those. I'm just going to go ahead and fly to one of them now. And I'm going to make my first attempt to mine in the stationless system using these MTUs. I just purchased my third one, and I brought it back from Amar using the Vexor. So I'll be able to make use of the time and effort when it comes to mining in a separate system. You're going to need to jump through the gate, so it helps to mine enough in a session that you don't have to spend a lot of time stopping the mining process to haul. At the same time, if the system is busy, you don't want to spend a lot of time worrying about the let's see here. You don't want to spend a lot of time worrying about, oh my god, you don't want to spend a lot of time worrying about your MTUs, whether they're going to get shot or someone's going to come in and harass them. This is a rather quiet system. It looks like there's a multi-boxer in here. It's got 3 characters, and then there's a second character in as well. He's only been in his current corp for 4 days. Nothing currently on scan. This might be a very large system. Let's take a quick look at the asteroids in here. not very big. Not very big at all. You kind of expect to see the Scordite in the 400, so I might visit another asteroid belt. This one does not have very much in the way of asteroids. I'll do a little bit of belt hopping, and when I find a belt that's worth it, then what I'll do is I'll move up and back behind the warp-in and put myself roughly around 100 kilometers from the warp-in so that it's more of a hassle to get to and to grieve my MTUs. Some Acolytes, some Rex, there's a Covenant on scan, Hulk. So Covenant and a Hulk, and then the third alt to that combo is, if it's the multi-boxer, is probably that hauler. Wow, this asteroid belt is completely gone. Well, there might be some Veldspar that's not on my overview, but no, I loaded the default overview, so there's no asteroids in this belt whatsoever. So this guy's been busy. He likes to mine everything.
Warp drive active.
He's probably worried about me sitting in a Vexor that I might potentially grief him, but don't worry, little guy. I'm not gonna grief you. There we go. Big Veldspar. Oh, they're actually actively mining this one. I'll go ahead and move the next one then.
Warp drive active.
Oh, this belt's pretty decent too. See how big the Scordite is in here. Yeah, in the 400s. Okay, that's not too bad. So I'll just turn on my tactile overview here and kind of burn up at an angle above the belt. About 4K. My fitting is not stable, but I've got some cap boosters. Just cap booster 100s. They aren't very expensive. He's probably a little relieved that I'm not here to mess with him. See, 79, 80. Alright, that's good enough. Alright, so I'm gonna right click and launch for self. Set the name on this one since I haven't named this one yet. MTU. I plan on actually numbering these as they get destroyed. I'll make new ones just to have some idea of how many of these I've gone through in the game. And I'm gonna go ahead and bookmark it for when I'm hauling. I can come by and easily locate and pick up this MTU. Alright, so I'm gonna go to the next asteroid belt then. Let's see which one this is. 4. .
Warp drive active.
And I'll just rinse and repeat, getting these MTUs out into the belts, and as soon as they're out, then I can go ahead and come in here with my coveter and mine without problems. So that's about it. I just wanted to let you guys know about the MTU versus what I said in the video, which was wrong, and show you, mining in a stationless system isn't that bad. I have to make 4 trips through the Stargate to move roughly over an hour's worth of mining, which I could do straight without needing to do anything else, and I'm doing it in a system where I don't have to worry about my MTUs being griefed or shot or anything. So that's how I'm going to mine. I'm not going to mine in a coveter. It's less ore per hour, especially since I like to tank my fit. It's quite a bit less. So and the risk is higher when and if you do get shot. I could potentially mine semi-AFK in here, and I don't have to worry about being griefed. So there's a lot of different benefits to it. Although I still potentially will be griefed, I do want to put that forum post out there. So I might end up being griefed, but it happens. I'm willing to deal with that fact if it means letting miners know what's going on around them and kind of waking them up to the fact that they have to really start taking measures to defend themselves. Otherwise they just become like a statistic in a war that they don't even really know that's going on. Alright, so I'm going to stop here. Jettison number 3. Wants for self. So thanks for watching. If you guys have any questions, comments, or ideas about what I'm doing here, then please leave it in the video. And if this video was all helpful, then like the video, because then I know I should continue to make content like this. And if you want to share the video, then go ahead and put it in your favorites so you can come back to it later. Favorite the video. And if you guys are willing to help me out by sending some ISK, that'll allow me to kind of continue to spread the word as I send out emails. These Eve mails cost ISK through people that still have their CPA charges enabled, and I try to get about 100 plus a day. Let's see here, save location. Try to get about 100 out a day so that I can kind of continue to attempt to inform more people. So thanks for watching, and you guys fly safe.
Warp drive